Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I walked with my wife over the flat, and she's going to drive home, and I'm going to take the long way home and finish my walk on this path down my typical loop that I make. But I thought of another subject I wanted to talk about, uh, comparing the pop music in Japan versus that in the United States during this time, during the 70's, and even today. But I have to. I'm re-recording this because it didn't record. But my wife is from Fukuoka, Japan, which is kind of the hotbed of the singer-songwriter folk music revolution in Japan. It coincided with the United States, and so a lot of the artists she loves are from her town, and I like them too. They're heavily influenced by the United States and songwriting methods and everything. But now it seems to be a kind of a departure from that, and I mean, I have a hard time listening to any of the modern music out of Japan, and I was trying to think why that was. And first of all, a lot of Japanese the popular songs they don't seem to have a hook. When do you know what I mean by hook? The like the refrain or the chorus of the song where the melody changes, and a hook can be a catchy phrase or something that just memorable. You can instantly sing it again, right? It just sticks in your mind like a hook. It hooks in your mind, and you almost can't forget the song, right? And so many Japanese songs of today do not have that. And I thought it has to do with song structure. In the Western world, the pop songs tend to be written in like A format, or stanza A, then another similar stanza, same melody, pronounced in the second stanza of A, and then the melody changes for B, or the chorus or refrain, and then it comes back to that, and then it may repeat B again. But it makes the song memorable, right? But sometimes the Japanese songs of today just seem to go on and go on and go on, and with no memorable hook in it that I can latch onto. Kind of reminds. I think it was an episode of King of Queens where what was it? Was it there? Somebody wrote a song and somebody was evaluating how good the song was or wasn't. And they said, "Oh wow, so much detail." Like they have to tell you everything in the song, but rather than imagery. But also in the way the Japanese language is structured, the sentence structure ends in a verb, and all verbs in Japan, like in the present tense form, and they all end the same with a U. KU or MU or RU, uh, always ends with that. So our concept of rhyme does not really exist in Japan, and the famous haiku poems that are 5 syllable, 7 syllable, 5 syllable, 3-line poems, 5, 7, 5. Rhyming has nothing to do with it. It's just if you can pack as much meaning into those 5 syllables and 7 syllables and 5 syllables as pack as much meaning and imagery into that. That's the beauty of those poems, right? It's not rhyme. So this concept of rhyme and a hook to remember the song, to be able to sing it. Japanese, some of the good songs, the better songs, well, they use other mechanisms to make the song memorable, like repeating the first line of the first stanza. the first line of the stanza of each stanza will be the same, or the same with a slight variation, maybe a tense variation, or end with that same line, or end with this, a slight variation of that, and that makes songs memorable. But in terms of a hook, a melody hook, that a lot of the songs seem to lack that. That's why I can't think of hardly any songs that have been popular here in the States from Japan, and I think the only one I can think of is the Sukiyaki song, which had nothing to do with Sukiyaki, but a DJ that was given a demo or something in the United States decided to play it, and he just gave it this name because he didn't know what else to call it, and it became a big hit in the United States, and apparently it was covered by a couple of people covered it and did a kind of English version of the Sukiyaki song. And this is probably late 50s, and it was really a big song in Japan for lifting the spirit of the Japanese after the war. They were kind of downtrodden and defeated in World War II, and I didn't have much hope. And so the first lyric goes, look up in the sky and walk proudly up in the sky so the tears don't fall. If you're walking up like this and looking in the sky, you can't be dripping your tears. Kind of a thing, kind of a touching lyric. And it was that was about the only song I can think of that's popular. And then one girl that was popular from my children's age, or about that same time when they were going through high school, a girl that actually went to the same high school as my children did in Japan, Tokyo, the American school in Japan. And not only Americans attend this, a lot of Japanese attend it. Rich parents will send their kids there to learn English, right? But one of these popular singers was from American school in Japan, and therefore heavily influenced from the United States of music. And she was very popular for a while, very, very popular for a while. And but interesting how long am I going? 7, 8 minutes. Okay, but so what I was saying earlier in my earlier video is, to write a melody that has a hook, something that's so memorable you can't forget it. That, oh Cecilia, I'm down on my knees. That kind of from Paul Simon. He was so great at songwriting, and a great lyricist. Oh my heavens. Simon Garfunkel, they were just amazing when it come to that. They were very big in Japan, and very, very big in Japan. So they know our music and appreciate it, but they don't do a great job, in my estimation, of capturing that vibe. More so in the 70s they did, I think, but now the popular music of today, of course, even in the United States, I don't understand the music of today, but occasionally I can enjoy a dance beat that of modern music or this or that, but that soul-touching lyrics are just almost gone. Oh, but one bright spot of them on American songwriting, Iam Tongi, the Tongan guy that won American Idol this year. Oh my gosh. I mean, one night my wife was going through all of his, I think most of his American Idol performances, and I swear I don't think there was one song that didn't have me in tears. There's just something a heart or a spirit about it. It just amazed me. It gave me hope for the upcoming generation. But anyways, I'll leave it at that. That's about 10 minutes. That will be okay. Good thing that's not annoying. So that was kind of a fun thing to talk about. Pop music in Japan and the Beatles. Oh my heavens, they were so big in Japan, and their influence, and of course the Beatles say they were heavily influenced by what was going on in the United States. So it's amazing how the influence just goes around the world, and it's hard for anyone to really claim it as their own, but it's, you know, it's like with foods in Japanese. In Japan, they've embraced a lot of American foods over there, but they've taken it to the next level and just do a fantastic job about it. I mean, some of the best food I've ever had is in Japan, and some of the best food in the world, I think. So, anyways, it's interesting how things go around the world like that. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for checking in. Good thing that's not annoying. Thank you for listening to my 70s music walk and talk, and I hope I can think of more to say on my next video. All right, thank you for listening. Bye bye.